There can only be one winner, and you're looking at him. Let's go.
Attention all duelists, here are upcoming updates. In early January, Spunky Jaden will appear in the Duel world, and you will receive an Elemental Hero Divine Neos and Elemental Hero Core. We'll talk about that. In early January, the Tag Duel tournament is coming, and you will be able to obtain Starlight Road, which is one of my favorite cards in the TCG. Epic Yami is coming in mid-January. He will appear in the Duel world, and you will be able to obtain Magician of Dark Illusion. We'll talk about that. And then besides that, there's nothing else to really say because they don't say what cards we're getting. We get the second anniversary campaign, so lots of gems are coming. Make sure you log into the game. So someone said they uninstalled the game 2 months ago. Now it's time to come back, get all that free gems, play a good deck. Sector Security. Tetsu Trudge is coming back with more Goyo cards. Cool. Obtain a legendary duelist. Witness Earth-Shattering Power. That's going to be Jack Atlas. Late January, we're going to have the Duelathon. So let's hop into the cards. So there you go on the left for nice and completeness. You'll see all that. Early January, we are receiving Elemental Hero Divine Neos. Is this card good? Let's talk about it. 2,500 attack, 2,500 defense, level 1,000,000. Must first be fusion summoned by any 5 Neos, Neospace, Neospatian, or Hero monsters, including at least one of each of those. You have to use at least one of each of those. So for example, if you want to summon an Elemental Hero Divine Neos, on the left, you'll see some examples. I will show you on the screen here. We go to our Neospace deck cards. You could use a Dolphin, an Elemental Hero Neos, a Pathfinder, and your Elemental Hero Neos counts as 2 of the requirements. So then you just need to make sure you have 5 monsters to complete the fusion summon. Now a viable card for your Neospatian deck is Convert Contact. You send a Neospatian from your hand to the graveyard and from your deck to the grave to draw 2. That's incredible. And the deck would use Miracle Contact. The problem is, Miracle Contact, this is the deck that I used on YouTube before, so if you want to see that real quick, it doesn't really translate well with the Elemental Hero Divine Neos because Elemental Hero Divine Neos does not work with Miracle Contact. So I hyped you up, all up for this, even had a basic deck template, and it just doesn't work with this card. Why? Because Miracle Contact requires that the card specifically says, the fusion has to say that it requires Elemental Hero Neos. So let's see what that looks like. Requires Elemental Hero Neos, as you can see right there. And this doesn't, even though you use Neos in it, it doesn't say Elemental Hero Neos. So unfortunately, you're going to have to use something that's not Miracle Contact, and it's not going to be worth it. But let's say you get him out. You get him out on the field. What does he do? Once per turn, you could banish one of those cards you used for the fusion. It gains 500 attack until the end of the standby, end of the phase, end turn. And then you gain that monster's effects. So if Divine Neos banishes an Elemental Hero Neos, he gains no effect and he just gains 500. If you banish Dolphin, you could discard a card to look at your opponent's hand and choose a monster to, do that thing. Horrible card. Garbage. Moving on with the other card we're going to be getting is Elemental Hero Core. Elemental Hero Core, I really like this card. And the problem with a lot of cards that I really like in Duel Links is sometimes there isn't a good place to put them. And unfortunately, that might be the case with this card. This card, I like it a lot. You summon it by just using any 3 Elemental Hero monsters, any. It must first be fusion summoned and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Once per turn, when this card is targeted for an attack, you can make its attack become 5,400 attack. So they can't attack into it with something like an Anki. You spend 3 monsters to create this, and Anki ain't swinging in for free. So that's very good. Also, if it goes to battle at all, which is going to be likely from you attacking since they're not going to attack into you, you could target a monster on the field and destroy it at the end of the damage step after it successfully battles. It's got a third effect. Its third effect is when it's destroyed by battle or card effect, you could target a level 8 or lower elemental hero fusion monster in your graveyard, special summon it, ignoring its summoning conditions. Now, even though it ignores the summoning conditions, the card must have properly been summoned first, fusion summons. You can't just use a card that discards fusion deck cards to then summon it with elemental hero core. So a combo, you with me? Here's the combo. We have Elemental Hero Solid Soldier, which we do not have yet, but it's coming soon and it might be coming with this card. You're going to summon Elemental Hero Solid Soldier, and then you're going to special summon Blaze Man. Then Blaze Man on special summon is going to search for polymerization. Then you're going to polymerize to summon Elemental Hero Nova Master. For example, it's an Elemental Hero monster plus a Fire monster, which those requirements have been met. And then when Soldier is sent to the graveyard, you could target Blaze Man, and then you could special summon it in defense. So just from that combo, you have 2 elemental heroes in the field. One of them's a fusion. If you have one more elemental hero in your hand and or on the field, you could use polymerization to then summon your elemental hero core. If anything happens to elemental hero core, you get to summon your elemental hero Nova Master from the graveyard. So that's the combo right there. I'm excited for this card to come out. Hopefully there are better fusions that come out that work with it. Because otherwise, if it's with the cards we have now, I'm not really sure how good the deck would be. But I'm still excited for this, and I'm not excited for this. Moving on, Starlight Road. Oh my Jesus. This card was one of my favorite cards in the TCG. I played it like crazy. When a card or effect is activated that would destroy 2 or more cards you control, negate the effect, and if you do, destroy that card. Then you could special summon a Stardust Dragon from your extra deck. Holy moly. Stardust Dragon 2500, you could attribute it to negate an effect that would destroy a card in the field, and then it summons itself in the end phase. But because you summoned it with Starlight Road, which is not a proper way to summon it, you do not get to summon it back in the end phase. Quick story time. I won a regional because of Starlight Road. I tricked my opponent. I didn't really trick him. My opponent wasn't as smart as I was. My opponent had Effect Veiler. My opponent had Max C. And we were playing. It was like table 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. We were at the top tables. He had his group of friends watching the match, and it was the final round. The loser of this round would not make it to the top cut, would not get rewards. So I was completely screwed. He was playing an Inzector deck. I was playing a wind-up deck. And he had a fat hand. His hand was fat. I was going to lose. I had one last chance to win. One chance to win, and I took it. I had a face-down Starlight Road. I activated Heavy Storm. I had a monster on the field, by the way. I activated Heavy Storm. My heart's beating. I'm panicking because I know, he doesn't know, but I know that if he chains his Effect Veiler or Max C, they are hand traps. If he chains that card to Heavy Storm, which most people would not do unless they were trying to deny my Starlight Road, and they have to know that play exists, that I would lose. He didn't activate them. He had them for sure. He didn't activate it. I flip up Starlight Road. I summon Stardust Dragon. I swing for game. He could have used another Max C from his hand or an Effect Veiler to deny the Heavy Storm. And I would have missed the timing. Why? Because Starlight Road needs to be a direct chain link after the card that would destroy 2 cards in the field. But this card was good when people had Dark Hold, destroy all monsters on the field. They had Heavy Storm, destroy all spell and traps in the field. They had Torrential Tribute, destroy all monsters on the field. We don't have these cards, so what's the place for Starlight Road? Treacherous Trap Hole, but Treacherous Trap Hole is not that prevalent in the meta to use it. And to prove that to you, we could go to here and check the gem guide. We could look at the top staples being used. It is a top staple, but it's only being used in spell books and blue eyes. So anything that's not spell books or blue eyes, your Starlight Road is going to be dead. You're going to have to trigger the effect of Starlight Road yourself. And probably the best way to do so would be play Phoenix. When Phoenix comes out, it's going to destroy your field spell and your Starlight Road. You could flip up Starlight Road to then negate your Phoenix, so your Phoenix comes back, and now you have a Stardust Dragon on the field. That's crazy. Or you could negate your own Terror Incarnate. But if you negate your own Terror Incarnate, it will miss the timing. It will not summon the Ultimate Nightmare, so it's probably not a very good play. So it's pretty much just Phoenix and Starlight Road to summon a Stardust Dragon. I hope there's going to be more interesting ways to use the card, but that's what I could think of so far with Phoenix. Okay, moving on. Magician of Dark Illusion. This card's name becomes Dark Magician while it's on the field. You could only use each effect of Magician of Dark Illusion once per turn. During your opponent's turn, if you activate a spell or trap, you could summon this card from your hand. Boom. While it's on the field, if you activate a spell or trap, you get to target a Dark Magician in your graveyard and special summon it. So I know that seems like really good. Here's like a little sample, build of trying to build the deck. The problem is, while this card is so good, you activate Kanadi or enemy controller, you summon it onto the field, 2,500 defense, you can put it in defense, and it counts as a Dark Magician on the field. What makes that good? You have to really think about being Dark Magician on the field, why is that good? It's good because of Dark Magic Attack. It's good because of Thousand Knives, but what this card is good for does not help summon it. So if your deck is playing Dark Magic Attack and Thousand Knives, that does not help summon this card. You're going to have to strike the perfect balance between cards that could help summon it on your opponent's turn and then cards that actually make summoning it worth it. You have to do that perfect balance. There isn't a clear-cut best way to play this card. I just know that there's a lot of potential here. I'm very excited for it. Also, its second effect of summoning a Dark Magician from your graveyard. The more Dark Magicians you play, the less chance and less consistency you have with actually summoning your Magician of Dark Illusion. That's less back row cards to activate in your opponent's turn. So that's a problem in itself. Maybe Epic Yami will give us a third Magician's Rod. That would be pretty cool. But otherwise, I like this card. It's very easily summoned. It's Dark Magician on the field, so blow up all their back row, destroy a monster in the field. Cool. I'm excited for it. Hope you guys enjoyed that quick review and the quick little regional story of, my heart almost coming out of my chest over that play. Goddamn. YouTube, thank you.